Hello everyone, you are welcome to New Face Entertainment where you will get reliable and authentic news that will keep you informed and entertained. I say a very big thank you to everyone who has been part of this channel and who has taken time to subscribe, and if you are yet to subscribe, please click the red subscribe button and also hit the bell icon for notifications so you will always get alerted anytime we publish latest news or any of our other uploads. Hello beautiful people, welcome back to New Face Entertainment. Here we have a news that has to do with the CGN. Concerned Islamic scholars across the country have thrown their weights behind the suggestion of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Mohammad, Tanko, calling for the improvement of the status of the Sharia law in Nigeria through the amendment of the relevant sections of the Constitution. The Muslim leaders berated the outcry that followed the suggestion and emphasized for the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Uriwa, and the Christian Association of Nigeria that Sharia law does not necessarily mean Islamization of Nigeria as wrongly insinuated. Well, the former executive secretary Muslim Umar of Southwest Nigeria and retired professor of Islamic Studies, University of Ibadan, Professor Dawood Nohibi, said Section 38 of the 1999 Constitution as amended guarantees freedom of religion both in belief and in practice. The whole life of a Muslim is governed by the law of his religion. Therefore, it is the duty of the nation to provide for a judicial system whereby the relevant laws are interpreted correctly and disputes among the adherents arising from such laws are resolved peacefully. Oh, I asked this question. You said disputes among adherents. What if you have dispute between a Christian and a Muslim? Which law will judge it? We go to the common law, right? Good. So are we talking about like there's going to be a part of this country that it will just be only Muslims, as in not even to have a Christian? Because if you have a Christian, we say is predominantly Muslim, then we will be talking about that there are still some Christians, and if there are still some Christians in that community, and if something happens in that community, there's a dispute between a Christian and a Muslim, what's going to happen? Are you going to say you judge them in the Sharia? Because that is, in most cases, that is how it has been going on. Well, I wouldn't want to dispute that. Is it right to even judge Christian in the Sharia court and all that? But come to think of it, the whole saga about amendment of the Sharia law and all that, it really reminds me of this beautiful place that we all over the world, tourists and all that, the trip to this particular country. We all know United Arab Emirates. People go there, and United Arab Emirates is being governed by Sharia law. Yes, United Arab Emirates is governed by Sharia law, and yet Christians go there, Muslims go there. It is not a pilgrimage ground for Christian, it's not a pilgrimage ground for Muslim, and yet Christians and non-Muslims, they go to this country for vacation. So, and why would they even go to such country? Because the country is so nice, the country is so developed, the country is so welcoming. You will be in a country, in a Sharia governed country, and you won't feel that pinch, or you won't feel that threat that you are in an Islamized country. Yeah, if that is the word they want to use, like United Arab Emirates is an Islamized country, and yet Christians are living there. It is not like they just go there on vacation. We have Christians that are living there, that are working there. Do you know how many Christians that have migrated to Dubai and the other states in Dubai just to go and work and live there? They are earning, they are living there. They haven't turned to Muslim. They are still practicing their religion. And so I don't know, because in this country we will just just be dragging our feet on what is not worthwhile. What is worthwhile about improving the Sharia law? What are they improving? In part of this report said that there is no Sharia court in the whole of the Southwest, and yet there are Muslims that are living in this part of the country. Well, what would that do to the common man? What would that do to even the people practicing that religion? Is it going to give them good roads? It is going to give them good hospital? Is it in that law? Does it state that there should be more hospital? There should be better schools? There should be better road? There should be all that? Is it stated in that law? Is it that if people that belong to this religion, if for instance the local government chairman or any other public office holder, if they don't do what they ought to do, you can take them there and the Sharia court or whatever is going to put things right? So let us get because all these are just distractions for us. Sincerely, they are all distractions for all. We need a system that is working. A system that is working has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with religion. It's just the politics are not trying to distract the people, trying to bring in that democracy. The democracy is deceptive. That the democracy that some Muslims, hijab sisters cannot get job because they are wearing hijab. They can't join the police. They can't join the naval. They can't join any of these forces because they are wearing hijab and all that. Well, I don't know about that. We haven't been seeing it, and I'm sure that if any Muslim is wearing hijab as a policewoman or as a security person, I don't think that any of the law, and if there is any of the law, those are the things we should come out to talk about, not to talk about bringing in a particular law that is going to now be the law that governs everything, because you want women to Islamic because you want Islamic did I say Islamic women? You want Muslim women that are wearing hijab to be admitted into the police force. Is it the hijab that is going to admit them into the police force? Because there are some certain things that religion, I don't know, because if it is by hijab, so any woman that wear hijab will just be admitted into the police, will admitted into the army or whatever. They have their protocols. If the women, and there are women, there are police women, and being a police woman, you can either be Muslim, and there are Muslim police women in that force. So what are we talking about here? All these are just distractions, trying to point things out in these reports, trying to make democracy, to say this is what democracy should focus on, that democracy is not complete if it is not giving all these privileges to Muslim girls, that when they go to school they should be able to wear hijab and all that. If a Muslim girl is going to a Christian school, of course the Christian school might not allow the hijab. And if a Muslim girl is going to a public school, we know like in public school want to be free of religion, like not that somebody will come with his religion, like somebody putting on a crucifix, and when you're supposed to dress like neutral, because the education platform is a platform that is supposed to open the mind of the student, not to be biased by religion. It seems like these people, they don't understand the real essence of this. They just only see from the side of the religion. They are not allowing this religion and all that. If a child that has been stereotyped, like goes to a Christian school, all he knows about is just the Christian and all that, from primary or from kindergarten up to university is all Islamic and all that, and the mind of that kid, all what that child knows is Islamic. Man, the mind of that child is not open. Because how would that child relate with other Christians? How would a child relate in a common society? Because the child is not only living in an Islamic society. Let's say, for instance, the child grew up in Maiduguri, and the child, after after university and all that, the child got an employment or get an opportunity to live somewhere else, or decided to live outside of that zone, and the child comes to the south. How would that child be able, even even if the child goes to Abuja, Abuja is a mixed society. How would that child be able to flourish? How would that child be able to flow? So those are the reason. If you come to education and you start bringing in that people should wear hijab, if it's an Islamic school, I have no problem with that. But do you know that somehow those child, they may not be fully developed in that social freedom. They will not have social freedom to be able to socialize so easily. So they become so gripped with their religion. I don't see anything in that, because if, like in the work in an organization, like I used to say, I believe in an organization that have the mix. You have the Christian, you have the Muslim, and one of the reasons for that is that when the Muslims are celebrating their festive period, the Christians can come to work. That is depend on the type of organization. Take for instance the medical care organization that has to do with medical care. You need some set of people to be at the office or at the services of people. So if you have Muslim and Christian mix, you see how things interact. And the Christians and the Muslims, most times when they talk, they don't talk from the angle of the Muslim. A Muslim will not talk from the angle of a Muslim. A Christian will not talk from the angle of a Christian if they are talking generally, But if that child has been stereotyped for years, you see the extremists. You see that aspect of that child, being like, I don't know, I don't want to use that word, but being too rigid in so many things, So we need a common ground. Let's have a common ground. Let this country be good. Let this country be good. I don't see anything. If the country says it's Sharia, well, as long as you allow, as the Constitution stated, freedom of religion. So if there is still a freedom of religion and you Islamize the whole country, United Emirates is Islamized. It's an Islamized country, for goodness sake, and it's one of the best country to go for vacation. It's one of the best country to live. So what are we talking about here? Nigeria is not Islamized. Look at what is happening. And if they Islamize it, is it going to be any better? Not at all. If it is Christianized, is it going to be any way better? Not at all. So let's be on a common ground. The common ground is that let's be on the lookout for the common man. Let's be on the common ground for a better life for everybody. Now, a better life for everybody doesn't look at the religion. What is all that going to bring to the table? So that is my own opinion, because the report cited so many instances. It even went on to cite that Saturdays and Sundays are for the Christians and all that. Please, if Saturdays, I know that Fridays, like the Muslims, take it like a very serious day. More or less, it looks like a Sunday where the Christians go to church and all that. But the Christians go to mosque every day. Of course, we still have some most Christians too that goes to church every day. But if a Muslim, take for instance, a Muslim walk from Monday to Friday, part of Friday goes to mosque, in most government establishment, they close earlier on that Friday. It is being recognized. Let's be fact be told. We've had Islamic leaders here and there, and what has it, so it is not like anybody is neglecting, because the way it has been put in the report is like the Muslims are demarginalized. Nobody is in any way trying to bring down any particular religion. We've had Muslim Muslim president, Muslim leaders. In fact, the current president we have now is a Muslim, and even when the one before that one that we had, President Goodluck Jonathan, who was a Christian, there are several times you see him relating with the Muslims and all that. Likewise, the way the current president is relating with the Christians. So that is what we want. We're not looking at. I think that is where the CAN and all the other organization that really came out to talk about it are coming from. And if that is where they are coming from, good. We wouldn't expect like, oh, we have a leader that is a pastor, then this country is going to be better. Has it been any better? Has it been any better? No. let's put the religion aside and let us face the reality. The people are suffering, the people needs the life of the people needs to get better. Let's focus on that and let us leave religion out of it. So if the CJN has something substantial to really work on, let's work on the human rights of the common man, the abuse of the human right by government agencies, the abuse of the human right by government itself. So let the CJN look into matters like that and leave out something that is just going to cause distraction, more hatred and all that for the country. We don't need all that. What we need is one unity. What we need is one love. Let love shine. If you are a Muslim, show love to your fellow Muslim, show love to your fellow Nigerian. We are Nigerian first, as they used to say. We are Nigerian first before you even know whether you are a Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa. Before you even know if you have a religion, you are first in Nigerian. And I buy that idea. If you even want to take it further, you say we are Africans before we even know whether we are Togolese or we are Ghanaians. We are Africans. And if you even take it further, we are human beings. So be it white, be it black, we are human beings. And every human being deserves that better life. That is what the CJN should focus on. Okay? Thank you. I would like to see your comment in the comment section. Please leave your comment in the comment section. Thank you for watching. See you some other time. Bye-bye.